latest on stories from around the world. But first, let's take a look at the headlines. It's showtime here in the French capital for the opening ceremony of the Paralympic Games. Festivities in the Place de la Concorde kicking off 11 days of sporting action, set to play out against the backdrop of the City of Light. The founder of Telegram is placed under formal investigation after being arrested in France for what authorities say is his failure to moderate criminal activity on the messaging app. And Israel mounts one of its largest operations in the occupied West Bank. 10 Hamas fighters dead in the raids that the UN warns could seriously deepen the already catastrophic situation in the Palestinian territory. It's showtime here in Paris for the opening ceremony of the Paralympic Games. It's all happening in the heart of the French capital at the Place de la Concorde. Like the Olympics held earlier this summer, this is the first time the opening ceremony of a Paralympics is taking place outside a stadium. 4,400 athletes competing across 22 individual and team sports. The City of Lights once again the stage for 11 days of sporting action. And joining me in the studio to tell us all about it is our sports editor, Leo McGuinn. It's great to have you, Leo. So, of course, you're going to be telling us about the 22 different sports at the Olympics, the Paralympics. Most of them are related to the Olympic programme, but there's two that aren't.
As you say, Yinka, there's 22 sports in the Paralympics, and most of them are pretty recognisable when you turn on the TV. Fencing becomes wheelchair fencing, volleyball becomes sitting volleyball, and so on. Even ones that are distantly linked, for example, 11-a-side football becomes 5-a-side, and that's a visually impaired sport. But there are two sports in the Paralympics that have nothing to do with an Olympic sport. First is a boccia. To give you an idea of what it is, it's kind of similar to bowls, or obviously we're in France, so pétanque. Both teams are given 6 balls each, one side red, one side blue. The idea, get it as close as possible to the jack. And there's 4 classifications based on impairment. In BC3, for example, athletes can use a pointer, a ramp and support from a sport assistant. We see lots of these sports. In lots of the sports that the athletes have guides, it's similar here. And the sport assistant actually is so part of the team that they were to win a medal as well if they win. Traditionally, Korea have been the best side, but last time out, Slovakia were the team to beat, so they're the ones that they'll have to be dethroned in the sport of boccia here in Paris.
OK, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. And the other one is goalball. Goalball
does what it says in the tin. You'll be stunned to know you have to get the ball in the goalball.
Wow.
It was invented in 1946, actually. It was in order to rehabilitate veterans recovering and who had lost their sight during the Second World War. Players have to wear eye shields, and playing at an international level, players have to be legally blind, so that's less than 10% vision. Teams are made up of 6 players, and up to 3 of them play at one time. The object of the game is to throw the ball past the opposing team into their net and score points. Players stay on their hands and knees trying to defend their goal throughout. The court measures 18 metres long, 9 metres wide, and it has goals at each end. And there's also string taped around the outside so players can orient themselves and feel it at all times. Turkey, the 2-time defending champions in the women's, whereas the men is a lot more unpredictable. There's been 5 winners across the last 5 editions, and both those sports, boccia and goalball, take place in Arena Sud Arena. As I said earlier, lots of tickets still available. Go get yourself down there. €15 a ticket, and they're both incredible to watch. They really are.
So affordable, aren't they? So what are the few names that we should be looking out for now for over the next 11 days?
Well, obviously France will have strong medal hopes as the host. Alexis Anquetin, he's one of the flag bearers for France. He won in the men's para-triathlon in Tokyo. He's the big favourite to retain his gold. He's dominated the competition for several years now. Also 4-time Paralympic medalist Nantonine Keita, she's the other flag bearer. Maybe not gold for her. She said, this is the perfect way for me to go out. She's 40 years old already, and she didn't win a medal in Tokyo, but home games for her is the perfect way to go out. In swimming, there'll be good hopes for France as well. Hugo Dedier, as well as Tokyo 2020 medalists Alex Portal and Florent Mallet. There's also para-rower Benjamin Davier, who's disabled at the knee. It's his first ever Summer Paralympics, but he's won 10 medals at the Winter Paralympics, which is an incredible feat. Just to give you some other names, non-French, Sarah Story, have to talk about her, the Queen of Paralympics. She's won 17 gold medals. She's the most medal athlete who's competing in the Games. Her first Paralympic Games was in 1992. We weren't even born then, showing just how young we are, really. But this is going to be her 9th Games, and she's won 17 medals in both the pool and in cycling, and she's been excellent this year. She said she wants to go out in front of fans. Of course, in Tokyo there was no fans, and she'll have every chance of making it 19 gold medals by the end of these Games.
Well, I hope she achieves her goal. Thank you so much for that update. That's Leo McGuinn from our sports desk there. Well,